What up? It's Adrian Patrick with Otherwise, and this is fucking badass, baby!
I am award-winning published photographer and journalist Evan J. Thomas, and I'll be bringing you badass artists from the genres of music, art, sports, radio, as well as TV and movies. On the Badass Podcast, you will hear raw, bold, blunt, and honest conversation-style interviews where no topic is off limits. Check out the show at badassproductions1.com and go to the On Demand tab and pull up the Badass Podcast where you can watch or listen to your favorite show. Get ready, because I am Evan J. Thomas, and this is fucking badass. Guys, we are hanging here with Otherwise. We got Adrian.
Yo.
We got Ryan.
What's up?
What's cracking,
gentlemen? So you just said this is your first interview of the tour with me.
Yeah.
I'm Evan J. Thomas, Badass Podcast. Let's see, we also have Rock Hard with Evan J. Thomas Show, and now the new podcast, Sounds, Stories, Stages.
Oh, wow.
History of iconic rock music venues.
All right.
So that's the new one. So
Very
you're my
interesting.
first interview for that.
All right.
So I'm starting off a podcast with that. And I kind of want to just start off with, how the hell do you like this horrible humidity and weather here in Chicago today?
It's pretty gnarly, man. We were talking a little bit before we started filming, and it's 102 in Vegas right now. But when I looked at my phone, it says that it feels like it's 111 here right now.
Yeah.
It's 93 degrees with 64% humidity, and the difference is like when you're in the desert and you're sweating, you sweat and then you dry off and you cool off. Your system is allowed to do what it's supposed to do naturally.
Mm-hmm.
But dude, we just moved some gear.
Yeah.
And I was like
with that.
drenched. I was literally drenched sitting in here, like I just got off stage or something, man.
Well, you most likely will be wearing a lot of your own merch today after going through a few shirts here and there. So you might have to do that, or at least hopefully you packed a lot, because this is just sick today. So you guys actually just came from Denver, is what I heard too.
Long drive, man.
You've already had 2 shows so far.
Yeah.
Obviously your first 2 shows back since COVID started, right?
No, we've
had a few before?
We did a small run back in April.
Oh, nice. Okay, good.
Yeah.
And last summer we actually played Sturgis right in the middle of the pandemic.
Did you?
Yeah.
How was that dynamic?
They didn't care, man.
I know they didn't care.
It was awesome.
It was like COVID didn't exist.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how it's running now up in Sturgis. I think it's going on now.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So you got all that going on. So during COVID, obviously you guys were playing a little bit here and there. You have the new album that came out in 2019, Defy.
Yeah.
You guys have been rolling with that. And then the song Lifted and the video, which are like incredible.
Yeah.
So what kind of, bless you, what
Thank
kind of feedback are you getting off of all that during your downtime? Kind of downtime, as you would say.
I mean, we got some really good reactions to Defy, but unfortunately, the entire kind of touring cycle for that album, I mean, it literally came out in late fall,
Like October,
of
November.
2019,
Yeah.
and then a few months later, it was like everything shut down. So all our touring plans kind of just went out the window, So we kind of came up with a new, like a different business model, so to speak, and we put together an EP, and we called it Defiance, as like a continuation of Defy, and we're releasing songs off of it, piecemeal over the course of the next year while we're recording another full length, and just trying to keep feeding that musical machine, man.
And how has that been with, kind of changing, like you said, your business model, as you would say, with the pandemic? It almost seemed like all bands had to, or you fell back to the old way of doing stuff. It's the way I'd look at it. So what kind of new way have you seen, or have you guys changed a little bit in terms of what you guys are doing? Is it more social media?
Yeah,
more social media presence?
We kind of got hip to the whole Twitch game and streaming.
Good.
And
Okay.
we did a handful of live streaming shows, like
full-on concerts.
Most bands jumped onto. And,
Yeah.
those were fun. We had good reaction. It was cool to play, to everybody at one time. Have all the fans in one area.
Yeah, that's
even
kinda
though
cool.
it was virtual, there were still cool aspects to it. And yeah, really just like my bro was saying, just feeding the machine, making sure we're giving our fans, feeding them while we work on a new record. So
And obviously you guys do like little playthroughs and stuff like that with the band and the music and the songs here and there. So it kind of gives you more content to put out.
Yep.
But it seems like a lot of people are doing that because obviously we're all sitting around at home for a long time.
Yeah,
and it was like, you need something. I mean, I went basically 16 months without covering a concert. It's not fun.
I know.
So you got to get some kind of entertainment for people that they could just, kind of fall back on, kind of be happy with, and then, you guys actually put out pretty good stuff, so it works out. So going forward with the model of the social media, where was I going to go with this question? I kind of lost my track mindset. See what happens when you don't have questions written? You just kind of wing it. Just wing it. So with the live shows, have you guys changed anything in terms of that? Now that kind of things are back, and I mean, is it kind of the same stuff? Because I know your antics on stage are incredible. I saw you the one time, and you were like hanging upside down from a freaking rafter at Machine Shop. Holy cow, man! That was just, I'm sitting under you like he's gonna fall down on me. I don't know if he will or not. So I mean, you don't really change anything then, do you?
I mean, we did for a while. We had incorporated some LED screens into our live shows, but then we kind of scaled that back. It was a lot of setup and logistical and technical, like, headache. So we're just we're just a rock and roll band. It's like we don't have any gimmicks. We don't have costumes and lighting rigs. We just come and play music and hopefully
just
people
go out
dig
and
it.
rip it up and just that you get fans that way too. Because I loved it when I saw you guys. I was like, holy shit! Like I said, I was friends with Blacktop Mojo and Lowwater, and I'm like, I gotta see Otherwise. So then
we love those dudes.
When you guys came on, I was like, holy shit! That was the best show I saw of 2019. Not only just because of the 4 bands on there, but the venue as well.
The Machine
Machine Shop. So we're gonna kind of move into that little aspect about music venues. So you guys have traveled all over the place.
Oh yeah.
What are some of your favorite music venues that you guys have played? Small ones, bigger ones?
Well, let's start with absolutely the Machine Shop. It was the one when you're coming up on the West Coast. And you know about all the the legendary venues in LA. You hear about the ones in New York City, but there was this one mysterious / magical place in the middle of nowhere called the Machine Shop. It was literally the only venue
everybody knew about.
Exactly.
And of course, Kevin Zink, the owner over there, he's amazing, an amazing dude. He's so generous, and he's super funny, man. He's actually a really funny motherfucker, and he's a good dude to hang out with, and his whole crew is just. They take care of the bands. They care about the bands,
Yeah, which I can tell not only just that, but the whole ambiance. So when you walk into a new venue that you've never played before, or you have played, like, do you actually look into like the areas of the place? You check it out. You know the history of it. Like, what do you just walk in and go, I'm gonna just fuck this place up and go?
Yeah,
like,
it
roll?
depends.
It's a little bit of both. Right?
Normally, I like to do. I'm like kind of a Wikipedia junkie a bit.
So am I. That's why I'm starting when I'm starting.
Right. So yeah, I do find it interesting to read about the venues and learn the history. Speaking of that, the venue that we're in now,
The Forge.
The Forge is one of our favorite places to play. It's Frank over here. Frank is with much the same vein as like Kevin Zink. Frank knows, he's in the industry. He manages bands. He's promoted shows. He promotes shows. He knows what he's doing, and he knows how to make us feel at home and make us feel like we're welcome. And it's and this venue's beautiful. It's got killer sound. The stage is great. The lights are awesome. And again, you got a top-notch crew. So
yeah. I mean, you got the upper floor as well. I mean, the Machine Shop was one floor, so there's little nuances of each venue that you walk into for that. So you got the different floors here and there. You got the VIP upstairs.
Yeah, and we know the history of this place a bit from. So before it was the Forge, it was the Tree. And what was it before the Tree? Do you remember? Mojos. Yeah,
been around here. Yeah,
I've been coming here since it was Mojos.
I've been here through all the incarnations of the venues, so it's been pretty cool. And so far, the Forge, to me, after they got rid of that staircase on the right just got so much better.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's kind of weird walking in here and not seeing the stairs that literally just went up the side of the stage to the upper deck. It's like, that's kind of odd.
That was weird. Yeah,
so it's
right.
good that
that's right.
Yeah,
I
it was
forgot
like
about that.
like if you're on stage, it's to your left and would have gone straight
Yeah,
up.
that's right.
But
that's
yeah,
right,
they opened that up, and then obviously they widened the stage, made it much better. But so, like, what are some of your other favorite music venues? Obviously, you said Machine Shop. You got here.
The one that we kicked off the tour in, which is not too far from home, in Salt Lake City, is the Royal, which is actually partially owned by the guys in a band called Royal Bliss.
Okay.
Who we played with.
Yeah, they play a lot of festivals.
Yeah, they're good dudes, really cool dudes. And the main proprietors, Ryan and Kelly, are awesome people, as well. It really comes down to, with the venues, it's really like the culture of the people who run it. Like, you could have the best sound and the best lighting rig and the baddest stage, but if you're a dickhead and you treat everybody like they're beneath you, which some people do at venues.
Oh, I know a few. Just go to LA, you'll find a few there.
I wasn't gonna say it.
I'm not gonna say it either. So it's okay. We'll keep our mouth closed on that.
Yeah, so it's really just about if understanding what it is to tour, because it's especially if you're not. We've downsized and gone from back down to a van, from a bus to
I was
RV,
gonna say,
back to
you
a
guys
bus,
are...
and then back, and now bandwagon, and now we're in a van. And we're just like, we're grinding it out in the van just so we can, make a living.
Yeah.
And reduce our overhead costs. And when you're touring, when you're like really road dogging it, like the way we've been doing it for the last few years now, it's really nice to have a venue make you feel, wow, okay,
at home.
I can just kick back for a minute and like that, like stretch out and not have to worry about anything, And plus, the food here is good.
So they got the food here, like you were saying. You kind of want to feel at home because it's basically you're home for a day.
Yeah.
Every venue you go to, whatever city, Salt Lake City, it's just your home. And so far I've been on one tour for 2 weeks, and it was just amazing. And I got to do like Liquid Joe's in Salt Lake City. That place was really cool. I got to play. I didn't play. I was a photographer, videographer for a band.
Nice.
But just some of the cool venues, you just walk in, I'm like, holy shit! Like, just the atmosphere of like the stuff they have in there, the people there. I mean, you were saying the Machine Shop. That place is in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Strip clubs everywhere. There's like 3 strip clubs down the main way. There's like broken down buildings.
Yeah.
But you walk in that place, it was sold out. The people were amazing. Like, no issues. Like, everybody was cool and fun.
Yeah. What's another good venue?
I mean, I'm partial to all the House of Blues. Like,
they're my top of my list.
we played Vegas, Orlando, Chicago. I mean, House of Blues are always cool.
And
The lighting
like,
there.
Kind of like the Knitting Factory, like the couple of Knitting Factories we played. Those are actually pretty good venues too.
Yeah, those are good venues. Yeah.
And House of Blues, like most of those people are super professional,
Yeah.
And they're
Houston House Blues.
Yeah.
I love the House Blues that we play.
I haven't been to any other one outside of Chicago, so I got to get to more of those.
Yeah.
Because that's one thing I've been doing myself is I've been traveling more just to get out. I've been to Cincinnati a few times. I don't know if you've ever played Southgate Music Hall in Newport, Kentucky. Literally 2 minutes across the river.
Southgate.
Oh, dude, it's an old renovated church into a music venue. That's one of the coolest places I ever walked into, and that was back in April.
That's sweet.
I was like, holy shit, this place is amazing. I've been to Lefties in Iowa. I go up to Michigan.
Yeah, we played Lefties.
And I think you guys have been there
We
a
played
couple
Lefties,
times.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just the vibe too. I mean, obviously, you also have to have the music clientele in the area also. One thing that Chicago lacks is actually lack of radio stations in the city. Outside of the city in the suburbs, you got some good rock stations that play. But
there's a couple of venues are not too far from here. There's one. Where is it? Where is 1175?
that's up in Kansasville.
Kansasville. Yeah.
That one's awesome.
I'm actually hoping to get up there to see the band Saul soon.
Oh, you're gonna see Saul? Yeah, we're still there. We were supposed to tour with those guys in early 2020, and that was a tour that got canceled. That would have been awesome. It was supposed to be us, Saul, and the Black Moods, right?
I think so. Yeah.
It's another sick one.
So it would have been a good lineup of rock, like different styles of rock, like, but still rock and roll.
Mm-hmm.
But 1175 is another great venue. Route 20 is...
that's in Kenosha, I think.
Yeah, Route 20 is rad.
That one's really cool just because of how it's set up, too, because you have that upper deck that goes around.
And it's kind of like a mini House of Blues.
Yeah, it is, the way it's kind of set up. Have you ever been to Rock House in West Dundee, Illinois?
Yeah, we have played there.
That's
a cool venue.
The cool one with the
Prince Room, the purple backstage.
Yes, the Prince Room. See? So, actually, that was the first venue I actually ever did. I actually did a video show on that venue. So there's some really cool, if you want to do some Wikipedia on that place.
Yeah.
There's some really cool shit.
Yeah, because it's like an older building. Right?
It's early 1900s. What did I hear? The Three Stooges played there.
Wow,
Charlie
really?
Chaplin played there.
That's
Wow,
So it's so it's kind of cool. Just like I said, you don't even know some of the bands or people that have been and walked through the doors or been on the stage, and to find that out, I'm like, that's pretty freaking cool.
Yeah.
And then actually, if you go downstairs, there's an underground railroad passageway.
Really?
Yep. Right by the river, because you're right by the river there. So
I would have loved to have seen that.
I'll tell you what, next time you guys are there, let's meet up, and I could meet or introduce you to the owner, Kevin, and then hopefully kind of show you guys around.
Okay, yeah, that'd be cool. Where's that place again?
West Dundee. It's about an hour
West Dundee.
from here.
Well, Kevin, if you're watching, book us back at the Rock.
Yeah.
Kevin Crack, we'll make sure, I'll definitely hit him up on that.
Hell yeah.
Because I've been trying to get some other bands that I know that are coming up south of Eden. I don't know if you know who those guys are.
Pretty sure
But
I've seen that.
trying to get some of the bigger bands over that way. Cause,
Nice.
yes, he's doing a lot of tribute stuff. I'm not too keen on that. So let's switch gears. Obviously, we got the venue stuff in. New music. What do you guys got going on?
Yeah, we got a couple dozen demos sitting in the tank, and we're pretty stoked on them.
You said you have the EP that you did and putting out singles here and there.
Which is a first for us. We've never really been able to utilize a kind of a more forward-thinking approach to a record release. But we've released the first single is called Halo, and then we did a second one which is basically like a tribute song to the Raiders.
Silver and Black.
Silver and Black.
Yeah, man.
That's actually going to be on my show tomorrow.
All right, nice. They just moved to Vegas, and so we got to make them feel welcome in our little Sin City.
Mm-hmm.
So we put together a little banger for them, and both tracks are doing well.
Yeah.
They're getting good responses from most of our diehard fan base.
Cool.
Even though they're slightly, we always try to like mess around with the sounds.
Yeah, I was gonna say you guys change your sound up a little bit here and there.
Yeah,
So you kind of go, I'd say a little more poppy, even though it's not poppy, and then harder, and then you go in and out and rock. I mean, it's all rock based, obviously.
Yeah.
But you kind of go in and out with just the sounds. So
Yeah.
I kind of like how you guys do that because that shows progress.
That's what you don't want to eat the same kind of steak
Thank
every
you.
single day. Yeah, although, I mean, some people are cool with that. We,
That's a good one.
on the other hand, we like to try to switch it up a little bit, and it just keeps it. It's not only does it keep it more interesting for us, but we also, we want to surprise people too. Like even if we surprise them in a way that they don't like, at least we got a visceral response out of that person.
And you got the cool eclectic set then, so you kind of can move in and out. You could put stuff together here and there. You could do slower stuff here, faster stuff here.
Yeah,
It's just the way it goes.
I just said that on stage. I think it was it Denver. I think it was Denver, and which was the second show of the tour so far. This will be the third.
Yeah.
But I did say that what I really enjoy about being in this band is, we played one of our songs. It's called "Sleeping Lions," which we wrote that song with Jonathan Davis from Korn. And it's one of our heavier tracks, But then as soon as we get done playing this heavy track that ends with a brutal scream, we go into a song called "Won't Stop," And both of those songs are on the same album. And it's like, for us to be able to, I'm proud of the fact that we can do that, And I don't care if people don't like it because I like doing it,
Mm-hmm.
And hell. The band that started all this rock and rolling nonsense off, the Beatles. If you ever listen to their album, they're considered
all over the place.
They're the greatest band of all time, and the quote unquote. But they're definitely the most successful band of all time, without a doubt. And like you just said, they're all over the place. You know, they have "Live and Let Die," and then they have "I Wanna Hold Your Hand."
Yeah. Oh my God,
you know?
it's like it's crazy. Just see, different. Like you said, you go from I'm gonna put my hand here to there in like no time, and it's just awesome. And then obviously you can see their progress looks wise from their yuppie days to their drug days to their older days. I mean, the 70s, obviously they got the long hair and the beards, and they found marijuana and acid. So that's the fun stuff.
That'll definitely change your look. You know?
So have you? I know you're bald. You're not. So. Have you ever thought about actually changing your look just to do anything? But you said you guys just like it rock and go.
Not really.
Never thought about shaving the beard off?
Sometimes buy some new clothes or something. Nothing crazy.
I always think about shaving this down, like shaving my beard back down, but my sons and their mama don't want me to shave the beard off. So
it's your look, dude.
I mean, I used to rock just the 5 o'clock shadow.
Yeah, well, that like today I actually trimmed mine, so it was a little hairier, not as big as yours, but a lot of gray now, man.
Yeah,
so the longer it gets, the grayer it is.
That's exactly what, like if I trim this down, if I don't go all the way,
I can't go all the way.
If I don't, you can see a lot more grays. You know what I mean? So if I try to make it shorter, I either gotta keep it thicker, or just get rid of it.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're like the other way around.
Yeah.
I keep it shorter, it looks better. If it grows out, then it looks really gray, and I look like a beast. And I'm like, fuck that.
When I let it grow out, it gets darker. It gets a lot darker.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, so
gotcha. So we'll and then like I was saying, the music obviously. Can we expect anything after Silver and Black? What else do you have coming after that?
Yeah. There's actually, I don't even know what is the timeline for the official release of Defiance, quote unquote. Like once I don't even know if they're.
I think we're gonna after this next single we're gonna drop the date for it, which
and then just put everything out.
Yeah.
Yeah, the next single is gonna be hopefully ready to go by
mid-September.
It's really hard to put a date on. I know that. So.
Yeah, there's a lot
of. There's little intricate things here and there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cogs in the wheel of the music industry and record labels. You gotta.
A lot of planning.
You gotta navigate all those murky waters. A lot of planning and emails.
So it will be coming soon, probably end of fall.
Yeah.
And we should expect that. Your tour, you got obviously a lot more dates since this is date 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have. This starts the first day of 13 shows in a row.
Damn.
Which I am really happy about.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
That's the most we've ever done. It'll be interesting, to say the least.
Well, not only just the driving, but holy shit, then you got to play. You're in the middle of summer everywhere.
Yeah.
So like you said, hopefully you go buy some more shirts.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna need them.
We sold out of merchandise.
Hit up Kohl's and Target when you can.
Seriously, man, I don't even when are we gonna even have time to hit the laundromat? We might have to.
Yeah.
No, I'm in dirty clothes right now.
It's all good. So, is there any bands that you have seen while just on your downtime? Some of your favorite live bands. Name some of your favorite ones that you've seen. Or do you even get out to other live shows?
I haven't
Not
actually.
as much, man.
Yeah, because obviously, if you guys are touring a lot, it's hard to.
And then let alone, obviously the last year or so, there hasn't been a lot of live shows.
We haven't been out to a live show.
Right, some of your favorite bands that you've toured with.
Seven Dust. I like
You can never go wrong with Seven Dust.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, they're the guys in Blacktop Mojo. They were a lot
That
of
was
fun.
great. Blacktop Mojo. Those guys.
They'll
are
be
awesome.
here Sunday.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
They're coming through here
Just
Sunday.
miss 'em, dude.
So I just saw them Friday night up in Sheboygan. Wisconsin.
It's Sheboygan.
It's your boy.
So you got 2 of them right there that epic live
guys.
bands, and
Yeah.
they just put on a show.
Yeah.
It's awesome, and I know, like you said, you do, and I can't wait to see the show tonight. I like your little weight there,
Oh, thank
doing
you.
some little
Yeah, we're gonna get some kettlebell swings.
kettlebell swings going on,
Yeah.
getting the little pushes and stuff like
Of course.
that. So,
Yeah, man.
so where can we find you on the socials? Obviously, is it Otherwise Music?
OtherwiseMusic.com
Okay.
is our website, and our Instagrams, We Are Otherwise, Twitters, We Are Otherwise, Facebook, Otherwise Official.
Otherwise official, on Facebook.
Yeah.
We're thinking about delving into TikTok, so maybe we'll have a We Are Otherwise TikTok.
And then Twitch.
Oh, and Twitch, yeah, We Are Otherwise.
You gotta throw Twitch on there now.
Throw it
I
in
mean,
there,
shit,
man.
it's
Oh yeah,
all over the
Twitch.
place.
Is it We Are Otherwise?
It's
Slash
twitch.tv/We Are Otherwise.
That's right. Twitch.tv.
Just look up We Are Otherwise, you'll find you.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So there you go.
We're out
Gentlemen,
there, baby.
Adrian, Ryan, thank you for joining me.
Evan, thank you for
It's
having
been
us.
awesome, so
Yeah.
thank you again.
I am award-winning published photographer and journalist Evan J. Thomas, and I'll be bringing you badass artists from the genres of music, art, sports, radio, as well as TV and movies. On the Badass Podcast, you will hear raw, bold, blunt, and honest conversation-style interviews where no topic is off limits. Check out the show at badassproductions1.com and go to the On Demand tab and pull up the Badass Podcast where you can watch or listen to your favorite show. Get ready, because I am Evan J. Thomas, and this is fucking badass.